So anyway, all right. Thank you so much for being here again, Tom. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, this is Neuralink again. We're here to expose what's going on. You know, they're going to plug you into a computer if Elon has his way. We're trying to say, hey, maybe we should pump the brakes on this a little bit, because what we're going to go over today is FDA regulation. It's a
Mhm.
fact. They've literally gotten the FDA to say, give it the official okie dokie. What do you say to that, Tom?
I think that's insane. It has nothing to do with it. It's like it's so late. They're looking for any straw they can get to push this through. Any railroad will suffice. Even if it doesn't carry bread, they'll use the meat railroad. Anything.
And it's so funny, you know, being the creator of the kind of the inventor of the thought of the Neuralink, you know, it's funny how your life has been truly invaded, you know. And I'm going to add the Patreon list, the links below, Tom, if you don't mind,
No.
because that's really our conversation. And if you guys really want to hear something riveting, it's a long story, but it's really worth it. And there's a 7-day free trial on our Patreon link below. You can watch it for free. And if you want to go on with us, it's only $1 a month. So please do. And it breaks down everything that's happened to Tom. He's had his life torn to shreds. You, Tom, what's been going on with you lately?
A lot of contacts, a lot of information coming through, a lot of also players in mass. They threw all these people in mass, these groups in mass. And it really taught me something that I had not realized before. Religion is being used, and it's been planted almost like cells, and it's in the screenplay, where religious groups, they call themselves religious groups, offshoots, cults basically, have been put there by the cabal and formed to bleed information through to create these nonsense arguments to get the public distracted. That is actually in the Immortals, and I'm just blown away that it's actually happening. So I had about 3 different cult groups trying to commandeer me for interviews, and then ambushed all at the same time. That included this one from London, this one from the Magna cult group, they call themselves, and there was the uh, Austin Q group, and there was this other group. It's just like, and in fact, the Honeypot Wife had one out of Coeur d'Alene, this cult group that called themselves the I Am. And so it's like they actually had these groups in place to steer narratives sideways and turn people on each other by getting debates over such that's actually nonsense. So, such as, tribunals have already happened. Tribunals have not happened yet. There's no way. But the criminals would want you to think that, so they wouldn't end up at tribunals that are coming later.
This worshiping, this cult like thing. I mean, what is the backbone of that? I mean,
Same thing Hollywood uses with their satanic rituals. It's an offshoot of that. They try to make a blend between Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim, and mix it with the cult in Hollywood, and you get these hybrids. And then it's supposed to attract all different faiths into a channel, which will end up in a one world, of course, religion in the end, but also one that's multifaceted, which will continue to have these cult veins, almost like guilds and clubs, into the New World Order. Now, people think there's just going to be one religion. No, there's going to be like almost like guild system, where you'll have all these different ones. Whatever shoe fit their foot, they end up in the New World Order in. It's incredible. There's a facet to it, layers to it.
and totally explains what goes on at the Vatican. It's so
Yeah.
bizarre. The evil artwork that's in there. If you've never gone looking into what is in the Vatican, by all means, go into YouTube and search it out. It'll put a chill down your spine. You know what else freaks me out, Tom? How people are now looking at this AI thing in a godlike way. What do you say to
Yes.
that?
Well, absolutely. They're even saying Elon Musk is the face of God. It's like they've been playing this card way back with even Pat Robertson's group that actually sponsored Elon Musk Rising, where they were saying that the group position I was supposed to be would be the hand of God. And Newsweek actually ran an article that Ralph Reed was the hand of God. So they're just unbelievable, unbelievable. They've gone this far, and they're trying to get us to be compliant by either silence or saying, okay, we'll go with you, work with you. If we have to, hold a job, we got to agree with you. More and more, that net was tightening down and getting more constricting. But what's going on is we're not having it. Many of us are saying, no, we're going to bring forward truth. And what we're urging now, Brian, is to have platforms. Like I just had a guy throw the delusional card at me, which is the main play thing. And I basically responded saying that, that's an overplayed card. I said it's a very overplayed card, and that's what the cabal uses. And it's better to have evidence on the table, an intelligent discussion regarding evidence, and not just throwing insults. See, the other sides, we're now instructing them like they're bad kids. That's what they're reducing themselves to. So we're putting this kind of argument forward that things should be on the table and discussed without insulting labels being thrown, which is the go-to card by the cabal.
Yeah, totally, totally. And they're not just worshiping just Elon. They're like literally starting to worship the AI itself. Like it's become so smart that they're already surrendering to the whole thing without without the link,
Yeah.
Once the link is there, you're completely sold I think that is probably, I don't know what the Bible's talking about.
Well, Brian, yeah.
Is that too
On board.
edgy to say?
No, on board. If I was to continue my screenplay, this particular one, not these other ones I worked on recently, but this one, the main one, I would go into that horror Babylon thing. And what you got is this. AI will probably be that. I mean, think of it. These guys imitate art, right? And so even by speaking it right now, the idea would be you have this very attractive, very sultry voiced AI female that then becomes what they put in Lord of the Rings. The lady takes the ring of power, the elf lady takes the ring of power, or whatever, and she's like, oh, would you prefer a woman that has power over you? It's the whole thing exploding and sexy woman leader. And that's what they're whispering. They're whispering through their, blatantly shouting through their art, that's what they have in mind. They have that in mind, that people will bow down to this AI figure. And
they will, because like you said, it'll be beautiful and soft, and you'll be lulled into a sense of false security. And yes, it'll be quite serene, I'm sure, and pleasant, and just completely overwhelming. I wonder if we can you wanna see something I saw kind of like
go
that?
Ahead. Put it up.
In response to an electrical spike called an action potential.
An action potential.
Enough of the right kind of neurotransmitter input, a chain reaction is triggered that causes an action potential to fire, and the neuron to in turn relay messages to its own downstream synapses. Action potentials produce an electric field that spreads from the neuron and can be detected by placing electrodes nearby, allowing recording of the information represented by
So look at those little waves coming off, and it's supposed to hit that spike and do something. That is weird. But
he's got his sweatshirt. That's how they have him portrayed all the time. I wonder if they'll make it like a big patch.
Yeah, it's like
they
little
did it when they ripped it off in Elysium.
Well, these little fibers go in like hair. I'll show you something in a minute. Because this is years ago. This is several years ago, and I'm going to bring you up to today in a minute here. Bunch of pretty colors, but I don't really see anything but pretty music and logos.
Yep, pretty music.
It looks like an element.
People that were cast look nice. Yeah, like the guys are also look sweet and nice.
Okay.
Berkeley, of course, Berkeley Marvel. No. Oh, no.
Look at that.
Get a picture. Go back. Oh my God.
Okay.
Go back real quick. I got to get a picture of that. That's the infiltrators. Oh my God. That's Warner Brothers. Hold on. Perfect. Oh my God. That's Warner Brothers. That's Warner Brothers and Marvel's the one that took the work.
Ooh, we're onto some here, buddy.
So
You are.
what
a
actual
dickweed.
So if you want to get a sense of what it's like to work at Neuralink, that video is indicative of.
So basically, what is I'm
God.
not going to go into it here
It's
because
incredibly
what he's going to
talented
talk
team,
about now
and you're gonna
is
hear a lot from
how
them
it's
tonight.
not going to happen
So
overnight.
we're
It's
gonna
going to
have
take
go quite
time,
into depth
and I thought that was
on
cool because I figure before you can test on humans, what are you going to need?
Right.
What are you going to need? You're going to need animals, right?
That's right.
So let's see.
Of course, animal care at Neuralink. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What's a petting zoo?
Just
It's a petting
like,
zoo.
Tom, I shit you not. Just like they said, it's gonna make your life better. It's gonna make the animal's life freaking better. Watch this.
Oh
This
my
This is about the
God.
funniest shit I ever saw.
Way to go, Marvel and Warner Brothers.
I think
Yeah.
this is just within the last. This is recent.
Unbelievable. Animal care.
When we think about how we can improve the lives of animals that are
It's a relaxing voice.
so much
That's what
for
we're
us,
thinking about.
we think
Yeah.
about all the ways in which we can provide them comfort, agency, and joy.
British
We are
accent.
really excited
No, it's
to
a
share
mask.
with you some of these refinements
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
able to work on this
Compliance.
You know, COVID.
year. One
Yep.
of the projects we worked on with our engineering team was making research data collection a fun,
Sounds so nice and
and
This is
relaxed.
real.
to the
The
animal
monkey's
side.
doing that with his mind.
By
Yep.
bringing automated data centers to their home spaces, they can now choose when to
See,
participate.
they're happy. They're happy, Tom. Aren't
Oh,
they? They
yeah.
love their
With our
life now
program.
because they have
While it was always
Neuralink.
voluntary,
Thank
targeting the
goodness.
implant was an area we
Thanks to
wanted
Warner Brothers and
transfer.
Marvel.
Now animals can more naturally walk up to a branch that has a charging coil embedded in it and charge the implant on their own volition.
That doesn't seem to be going well,
Searching
whatever
for
he's trying
ways
to do.
design and
Yeah.
improve their environments, allowing socialization.
Oh.
Their lives are
Species
just
typical
better.
behaviors
Look,
to
they're
match
So
shredded
much
things
better.
to put in their
ecological
mouth, shredded
well-being of
paper.
our animals. is
Oh, that's good. That's
Removing
chewiness.
standard veterinary procedures is
Oh, a petting zoo. There you go.
animals more comfortable.
It is.
Our vet
They look
staff
so
and
happy.
behaviorists have worked together to develop.
Oh, look at that. She loves that
People
sheep.
volunteer for their care.
Oh, they're brushing her little feet.
Our behavior team have mastered the science
This is
of behavioral
disgusting.
analysis and the use of positive reinforcement training so that we are able to help the animal predict the next step and comfortably and voluntarily participate in
Voluntarily participate.
choice and agency. are
Yeah, they have
Choice.
choices.
good welfare.
Oh.
They have choices, and the ones that don't
Communication
volunteer,
buttons
they
have
get to
helped
go.
us better
They get to
They
leave.
go-
what
they
our
go to the meat
animals want
plant.
Yeah,
to
they
let
get to
us
go
know
to
which
the
foods
other
or
petting
which
zoo with
toys
kids.
they may prefer. Ultimately, we are
Wow.
always looking for ways to reduce and replace the use of animals wherever we can.
Oh, we
Our
always
engineers
are.
have developed some really exciting proxies to ensure we answer as many questions as we possibly can without the use of animals. We know that our work around welfare refinement will never be done, and that there will always be ways to improve an animal's experience whilst in
Like
our
the hands out method. Boy, they've evolved in millions of years. Now we put our hands out to the
think of
animals.
ways to maximize the well-being of every single animal who contributes to Neuralink's mission.
Who's in a cage?
Oh,
If you
boy.
are an innovative animal advocate like us and you love working with animals, check out our job openings at Neuralink.com.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh,
Oh my God.
okay,
That was
well-
disgusting.
Okay, well, we're gonna stop.
Oh God. That was enough for my stomach. Holy crack.
So they're definitely trying to make us accept something here.
But they're not telling us anything. He doesn't explain the bad things about it. If I was
Mhm.
doing that show and I was explaining what I intended and what I came up with and what was not good and what was good, yeah, it'd be a different scene. So we talked about this before, pre-crime, 2002, Steven Spielberg, Captain John Anderton. We said, my dad's rank, my dad's name, Anderton. This Philip K. Dick did not have this in his story. It didn't want anything changed, like we said. Tom Cruise's character's son, Sean, is murdered. Therefore, he's going to be put away in stasis. Manhunt on my dad's name, rank, and everything to put him away for life because his son has been killed. So he's going to commit pre-crime. That was what done before my son, Sean, was murdered. Not in Philip K. Dick's novel. Philip K. Dick don't do it. Said, don't do it. Don't change my novels. He died. They did it. Said they think he'd be happy. See the molecular right there under the heading? Next page on this flash news thing, molecular nanotechnology, mechanical nano device triumphs, a medical breakthrough. You bet your butt it's real. And so what happened was What did Spielberg do? He didn't just murder my son and try to put me away on a 302 with the agencies. He also spelled out what I'd be tagged with: nano devices. What happened at the, look it up if you want, anybody, look it up. What happened at the embassies in Cuba for US and Canadian embassies? Thank you, Mr. Trudeau, for allowing your own staff to be guinea pigs, along with Americans. That way it's plausible deniability. The FBI says it must be somebody else did it. They said they're not ruling it out that it was nanotech stuff, but they must have been somebody else because that's our own people, right, Justin? Yeah, it's my own people. It can't be us. That was for plausible deniability. Look up anybody, the Cuban embassy situation with the Indian cricket, they called it. The sound that I hear, only in one ear, only in one ear. They all went to the hospital, had coma effects, were just freaked out, and they could never solve it. Where'd they deal with it? University of Pennsylvania. Where'd my parents go to, my brothers? University of Pennsylvania. University of Pennsylvania is the hotbed for the Nazi connection. That's where they keep having all these people that are involved in investigations, all these professors and doctors end up at University of Pennsylvania, just like University of Berkeley. And the doctor at University of Pennsylvania shut down the research on this, even though they're saying we heard these sounds, and they compared it to the Indian cricket. I have it. I overcame it. It's supposed to stop you from being creative. Remember now, go to Neuralink. With Neuralink, they can stop us from being creative. They can actually take our work, pull it out, pretend it's a thug robbing you and your family. They took your Neuralink. Sorry, police department says we can't do anything about it. How can we trace it? You know, it's a closed case. And then they have your intellectual property right out of your own mind. Plus, they took your memories and everything else.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
see what I'm saying?
Hack it out of you. They don't need to touch you. You could probably be in another country and they can take it.
Is Elon Musk talking about any of this? Now we're watching him sway, Brian. He's starting to say this now. Now he's starting to go, there are some drawbacks to the. Yeah, you're saying that because we haven't shut up, have we? We haven't stopped. And how do we have a voice for this? Because we hold the whole copyright of it. Is there any doubt that this author created it first? No. But that's why they changed the law in 2013 when, Kate Chilton's trying to orchestrate also the stealing at Netflix for Alder Carbon, covering Trudeau and Joel Silver and the rest. So what happens is in 2013, they, like I said, they changed the law at the trademark office that it's no longer who can prove who created it first. Right here, created it first, all through it. In fact, keep in mind, the Warner Bros. Attorneys during deposition said, it's not in there. There's no Jackson Neck, no Neuralink. It's like I opened blindly and it was right there. It's all through this thing, right? We can show examples. And so what happens is they change the law from who creates it first, because that's can't be denied. They lost on that in 2013. They failed doing that in my own deposition. They failed. So they changed the law immediately to who pegs it at the patent office first. It doesn't make any sense. It's no longer who created it first. They changed the law for all that time. And again, if we go to share screen real quick and then back to you, go to share screen real quick. And let's take one example of where it is. Well, we got a composite right here. Neuralink, right there, right here. Jim hurries to his home terminal and puts the cord to his neck. Lorea's on the screen. The screen goes blank as it reads, transfer complete. All files empty. Sound like Neuralink? A little bit of that little blue synapses going on there. A little bit of taking the information and passing it down. Elon, you're caught. And your boss just left. Kate Chilton's on the run. She is on the run big time. So you're kind of on your own. What was the last thing Kate Chilton did before she ran? One of the last things? Get this. She said, let me read that right from this article, right? Let me read this article thing, because she was disappeared. There's the only picture you see online of her now. Basically, that's the only picture. Let me read her statement just right here. They can write to me. For plaintiffs, the obvious takeaway from recent decisions applying the rule would be to get their cases to trial within 5 years. And for defendants, counsel should diligently monitor the running of the 5-year rule and hold plaintiffs to account. So she ran the clock out on me for 5 years and then exits. See what she did? To protect herself by being a court superior judge to make sure I can never come forward. The deal is, though,
they're so busted.
They're so busted, Brian.
All we need is one trigger, just one ignition, and it's like rocket time.
Well, that's what we're looking for. If we get a good attorney who actually steps forward. Now, in the past, it would have been no problem at all. An attorney would have stepped up, and I had attorneys coming to, they even said law schools were following my situation. But when you supply your own guy from University of Berkeley, right, Elon? University of Berkeley, Neuralink, and Marvel Comics together. Are you kidding me? Like you said, Brian. Are you kidding me?
Out, and you know what our next show should be on? Is it Bill Finger? Is that his name?
Bill Fingers, Batman and Me.
That I went I went looking for that, Tom, and it was right there, right where you said it was. The guy who created Batman, the only thing he did was tried to copy Superman, because that's just how people are. They cannot think outside the box. He had the idea, okay, well, I want to do something like Superman because it's making a lot of money. And he wanted to do, all he knew was Batman. That's all he came up with. Yeah. And he came up with something so nothing. It was like even red. It was just and some guy completely designed all of Batman's what it is today.
Bill Fingers.
And that guy, Bill Fingers. And that guy's ideas were just ripped right away. And he died without getting credit. His grandkids finally got some credit.
That's right. That's right.
And so this story that we are trying to share with everybody, and everybody, this is the original creator of The Matrix, if you're new to the channel. Mm-hmm. This guy, Tom, has... And I'm going to leave some links where you can research that. We've done plenty of research for you. We will show you the documents. We'll show you it in a long podcast form, short podcast form. We'll show you exactly evidence you cannot turn away from.
Cannot. And that's what we're going to do, right, Brian? We're going to educate the public. We're going to educate people, smart people, educate them that an attorney has it all laid out on a platter. It'll all be laid out on a platter. And forget Kate Chilton. Why is she running right now? Why is she running if she laid this out so firmly? She calls it the death knell order. The reason she's running is because she knows that I had conditions from everything I went through, which means no statute, no latches. If you are not mentally capable of handling your own case, I can write, I can create, but I cannot. I'll blank on legal stuff because of my conditions from what I experienced, from all the horrors they sent me through. That means no latches. And they actually tried to block that, Brian. I was at one of my depositions and I went to hold it up and they're like, no, don't. They pushed it back at me. I held it up and then they testified that I never showed them the diagnoses. Isn't that something? Well, they're calling me everything under the sun. So that's why Kate Chilton's running, because latches don't apply to Tom Oldhouse. They don't apply. There is no, sorry. That's why the cover article's here. That's why that cover article's here. Isn't that something? So we're going to lay it out on a platter for attorneys that want to actually take a bite at this. You'll be laid out simply. And Brian, you're doing a bang up job of laying it out. So public will know, first of all, when you go to court, public's going to know exactly all the evidence. We'll spot them blocking it. We'll spot their gamemanship. We'll spot them on every trick they're trying to have, including how they try to influence the judges and put them in place. And the whole public's going to be aware of the whole case, just like our attorneys, when it comes to bat, that nothing's going to be hidden. Instead of a dark room where they're smoking and getting away with it, it's going to be a stadium lit up, which incidentally, the Wachowskis wanted the stadium scene in the original work that I have in the original work also, but it was too over budget. Exactly why the train station scene has just static figures there, just a one little family, because there's supposed to be tons of people getting out of it, trying to get out of that program and their kids into a better life. Isn't this something?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's easy. It's easy to grasp. Like, I think our next show should focus on Bill Fingers and how easy it is to take something from someone and push it through. And you got people backing that lie. Does it sound familiar, everybody? You got people backing a lie, people who have control and power, who have influence. They're pushing a lie forward, even though they know it's a lie. It's very, very simple. But unlike the Batman problem, yours involves something a little more sinister, a little more important, and they want to hide it with severity.
That's right, Brian. They really, really do. Excuse me. And it's like what Bill Fingers had was a tape, a cassette tape, where the main guy that you said drove that red version of Superman, basically, before he ripped him off, had said, oh, that poor Bill Fingers, he really got a bad deal. That's all he said. That's the only evidence they had, but it put it forward with Marvel and Warner Brothers enough that it got shook when I was coming forward. And that's what the honeypot wife told me. They got another fish they're trying to fry. And that's why the paparazzi filled me in all this. And that's why I said dangerous people are working for us. So what's interesting is we have more than just a cassette tape. We've got everything from, they're saying like there was no proof of submission. They're claiming that. We've got the James Boyd of Norfolk, his submitting attorney, the letter he sent and everything, his affidavit. We've got so many people. We got them on tape saying they have no working drafts at all. Their own attorneys on a tape recorder that was given to me by the attorney that was in the pocket because he gave me the wrong tape recorder back. He gave me his and everything that he recorded on it illegally. Oh my God. What do we have? Their main kinpin, Frank Ayala, who was we got so much
cloak and dagger
Brian.
CIA tactics type of shit, man. You can't
And
even. It's like the truth is stranger than fiction. You know what I mean?
And they're giving up. They're giving up. That's why I don't pay attention to these guys that call it delusional. That's the card they throw. It's like, we're going to have open debates with laying out evidence, and those that just want to throw insults, you can use the back door. See yourself out.
I think you warmed down, buddy. You're just a genius that can't be stopped. You know what? They fuck with your kids, and you're never going to stop. So they may as well just give up right now.
They might as well give up right now.
Give up right now.
That's right.
So, we're not going to shut up about their Neuralink because we just saw them try to tell you that this is good for the animals and they're loving the animals. That was incredible. And they want it. They're okay with it. And just to think what they're trying to do to your kids today. Look what people are. Look what goes on in the schools at the PTO meetings, guys. I mean, and you're gonna trust them with this kind of technology? No. We need to gain control of the situation way before this technology takes.
You're right, Brian.
Keep us on. Keep coming back, guys. We're gonna explore. I think next week we should really dive into how easily it is to steal some shit from some people, and kind of show how a little bit more important this is than the Batman idea, but it is important to compare the two, because if that happened and this happened, I'm sure there's other stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll do a little research and we could find out what else has been going on. But
absolutely.
But Tom, it's always great to listen to you talk and keep us up to date with what's going on. It is riveting, my friend. And we'll just keep closely documenting what happens to you day to day. So, these people cannot ever regain control of what they've done to you. We are gaining control, and we're going to get control of this situation.
Well, one thing I want to share before we go here is just as they switched the law in 2013, that it wasn't who made it first, it can be switched back. We need to start pushing it to sensible and logical decisions, where we'll push it back to who created it first gets the patent. Who created it first, it should go back to. It can go back just as easily as it was switched back. So we can switch it back to what it was, which makes more sense by arguing it makes more sense than Elon Musk is up the river with all his plans and just telling us how they feed the sheep and pet the sheep. And, happy monkeys in a cage. All right. Thanks, Brian.
It'll get to him, and we got to get control of him too, hopefully.
He just get back on board.
That'll be the feel-good story if we can make that possible. That'll be great. Yeah. But I'm intrigued on this thing in your ear. Is that still in your ear?
Still in my ear. Yes, it can be activated. It's long-term. It actually feeds off saline, and it can. They said it's medical nanotech. It's medical nanotech. A lot of us have been inserted with it.
Nanotech has been exposed in the Navy's own website. They're so dumb. They're so dumb. They literally release all this stuff on the website of government website of these crazy weapons, including nanotechnology. So guys,
look at it.
Go look it up. Don't take the words I just said and you will find it.
Mine's a transmitter. It's medical nanotech transmitters. And what they do is they make that sound. So when the Neuralink comes in after that, robbed and ripped off of us, they're going to have the same thing effect on certain people, where certain people will be working just fine. Others will have like this, like going off in their head, and they'll have to have it pulled, which means they get all their
I hope they don't, but they can put voices in people's heads too.
Yes, they can. That's in this screenplay
all the time. Go look it up, guys. People have literally been driven crazy. Tom, hang in there, buddy. We are right here with you. We're going to support you until we reach our goal. Everybody, please be on the journey with us. Look down below for all kinds of more information. You want to keep going? We got a lot of conversation for you to listen to. Thanks for being here. Tom, thank you.
Bless you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Brian.
Good to see you, brother. All right.
Take care.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too.